Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, today we are going to read chapter 1, the third level in Vistas written by Jack Finney. In my last video, dear students, I summarized the chapter. We discussed a lot about the chapter. If you have seen my last video, so you must have watched. So each and everything was discussed in my last video. Today we are going to go through line by line summary or line by line explanation of the chapter. Summary and important points of the chapters we already discussed in my last video. Okay. So now open your book and take out your book and open this chapter. The third level written by Jack Finney. Have you ever had any curious experience which others find hard to believe could have really happened? So here the writer, the author asks us questions whether we had any such experience which is curious, which is strange to share with others. What does the third level refer to? So before beginning to the chapter, before we will move ahead to the chapter, a question is asked by the author here. What does the third level refer to? So as during summary yesterday we discussed that third level is nothing but it is imagination of the author, imagination of the not author, imagination of the protagonist of the chapter whose name is Charlie. Charlie just imagined about the existence of third level, and this is what the third level at Grand Central Station. So let us continue now. The presidents of the New York Central and the New York, New Haven and Hartford railroads will swear on the stake of timetables that there are only two. The author says that here the presidents of New York Central, New York, New Haven and Hartford Railroad, they can promise, they can swear on means promise, they will promise and they will say they will be taking the stake on swearing on a stake of timetables. A stake of timetables means pile of timetables. So they, by keeping hand on the pile of timetables, by swearing on the pile of timetables, they can say that there are only two. There are only two at the Grand Central Station. There are only two level, but according to Charlie, third level also exist there. But I say there are three because I've been on the third level of the Grand Central Station. So here author says according to him there were three levels. The narrator says that, but according to him there were three levels because he had been on the third level. Yes, I have taken the obvious step. I talked to a psychiatrist friend of mine. Among others, I told him about the third level at Grand Central Station, and he said it was a waking dream wish fulfillment. So further the narrator tells us that he talked about third level to his psychiatrist friend. His psychiatrist friend replied that the narrator tells us that the protagonist tells us that he talked about third level to his psychiatrist friend. His psychiatrist friend replied that he wanted to run away from the reality, and it was just like his daydream. Waking dream wish fulfillment means it is just like a daydream. So his psychiatrist friend told him that it's just a daydreaming. It's nothing but a daydreaming. There are only two levels at Grand Central Station. There is no third level. He said, I was unhappy. He said, I was saying so. The protagonist was saying so according to his psychiatrist friend. According to the psychiatrist friend of him, uh, Charlie was saying so because he was unhappy. That made my wife kind of mad. But he explained that he meant the modern world is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry, and all of the rest of it, and that I just wanted to escape. So he said, when his psychiatrist friend said that it is not like that, you are unhappy, so that is why you are imagining. So it made his wife mad, worry. So his wife was, worry. He was very much anxious because of this statement of his psychiatrist friend. Further, his psychiatrist friend added that the narrator was talking about the third level because that time the modern world was it was this story took place during World War. So that is why he said that the world that time was full of insecurity, fear, war, worry, anxiety. So that is why he just wanted to escape. The protagonist just wanted to escape. That is why he was talking about the existence of third level. And according to his psychiatrist friend, there was no third level. Well, who doesn't? Everybody I know wants to escape, but they don't wander down into any third level at Grand Central Station. He said, yes, everybody wants to, run away from this insecurity, anxiety, fear, war. Everybody wants to escape. But no one talks about the third level of Grand Central Station. There are other excuses too. So why one should make such type of excuse that the existence of third level at the Grand Central Station? Another excuse can also be made to run away from the reality. But that's the reason, he said. And my friends all agreed. And that's the reason, he said. According to Sam, his psychiatrist friend, this was the reason. Everything points to it, they claimed. My stamp collecting, for example, that's a temporary refuse from reality. So he said, according to his psychiatrist friend, his stamp collecting also a type of madness. Okay, it's a not a type of madness. It's also a type of activity which usually people do to run away from reality. Okay, so he said everything points to it, they claimed. So my stamp collecting, for example, that's the temporary refuse from reality. Well, maybe, but my grandfather didn't need my refuse from any refuse from reality. But he said, okay, my collecting the stamps can be the a way by which I want to run away from reality. As Sam said, the your stamp collecting activity is also a way to run away from reality, because you want to run away from reality. You want to escape from reality. You want to escape from insecurity, world war, that modern situation of the world, which were not good, which were very tensed. So in order to fly away, run away from those situations, so anyone can make us excuse to escape from those situations like war, insecurity, and anxiety. Okay, so because of that he was making such stories to just to escape from it. So he also gave an example of his collecting the stamps. Then he said that my grandfather didn't need any refuge from reality. Then protagonist replied that why he uh, giving the why he was giving the example of collecting the stamps, like from running from the reality, as his grandfather also was collecting the stamps. But that time there was no war, no insecurities, so why he was collecting? He was not escaping from the reality. Things were pretty nice and peaceful in his day. From all I hear, and he started my collection. He said those days, during his grandfather's day, the situation was very calm, peaceful. He was living a peaceful life, no tense life like that time. So why he was collecting the stamps? He gave the example of his grandfather's, that he was also collecting the stamps, but during his time there was no such hustle bustle. Everything, the life was very peaceful, even though he was collecting the stamps. Two blocks of four of practically every US issue, first day covers, and so on. So he said when any first day cover was issued by US, so he was collecting. So what is first day cover? Dear students, first day cover uh, was the day on which the stamp was issued. A person mailed the same issued stamp to himself, so that he can keep remember the date of issuing, the date of being issued that particular stamp. So this was called first day cover. Okay, so he gave example. He was also mailing the stamps which were issued with the date to himself. President Roosevelt collected stamps too. He said that President Roosevelt also collected the stamps. So how can you say that these peoples are just doing collecting the stamps to run away from the escape the reality, run away from the reality, or escape the reality? Anyway, here's what happened at the Grand Central. So now the protagonist starts telling us what happened with him at Grand Central Station. One night last summer, I worked late at the office. So he tells us that one night he worked late in the night. I was in a hurry to get uptown to my apartment, so I decided to take the subway from Grand Central because it's faster than the bus. So that day he got late in the night from his office, so he decided to get his home in less time. So that is why he decided to catch the train, because train runs faster than the bus. Okay, so that is why he went to the subway of Grand Central Station. Now, I don't know why this should have happened to me. Now he shares some unusual experiences which was happening with him at Grand Central stations, which was happening with him usually at Grand Central Station. I'm just an ordinary guy named Charlie, 31 years old, and I was wearing a tan gabardine suit, and tan means it is like a pale in color, yellowish in color. Okay, gabardine suit, a tight fitting suit, and a straw hat with a fancy band. I passed a dozen men who looked just like me. So now here protagonist gives his introduction. He tells us that what happened with him. Now I don't know why this should have happened to me. So he now is sharing the experiences, his experiences which was happening with him at Grand Central Station. I'm just an ordinary guy named Charlie. He says that he was like another person. He was like another person in the city. He was also just like them. He was not different from them. Charlie was also just like the men of the city. He was of 30 years old, and he was wearing the yellowish that tight suit as other persons, other people wear, with fancy band. I passed a dozen men who looked just like me. So he passed, he is trying to say that why it was happening with me only. And even though I was not strange, I was not different from other persons, other people in the city. I was same as them. I was same as them, even though this unusual thing was happening with me. Unusual things at Grand Central Station was happening with him only. Here he tells us that he was not strange, he was not different from other person. He was looking just like them. Okay, he was wearing the clothes just like other people in the city. And I wasn't trying to escape from anything. He said that he, you know, did not want to, he was not trying to escape from anything. I just wanted to get home to Luisa, my wife. So he did not want to, as his friend, his psychiatrist friend Sam said that now he wanted to run away from the reality, he wanted to escape from the reality, so that is why he was making such stories. But it was not like that. He was not running from the reality. He said that one day he got late for home from office, and he decided to catch the train instead of bus because trains are faster. So that day he found a dozen of men whom he passed by. He found them all like him. There was no difference. And that day he said, I was not running from any reality. I was not escaping. I just wanted to reach my house. I just wanted to get my home and my wife. I turned into Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue. Then he turned into Grand Central Station from Vanderbilt Avenue and went down the steps to the first level where you take trains like a 20th century. So he said, so he directly go to the first level of the station from where he could get the train like 20th century. Then I walked down another flight to the second level. Then he went ahead and reached the second level where the suburban trains leave from. Ducked into arched doorway heading for the subway and got lost. Then he moved towards the second level from where the trains from suburban could be caught. And then he entered. Then he entered, an arched doorway heading for the subway, which was heading for the subway. He entered in that doorway and then he got lost. That's easy to do, and it was easy for him to do as such experiences were usual with him. I've been in and out of Grand Central hundreds of times, but I'm always bumping into new doorways and stairs and corridors. He says that he had been to Grand Central Station hundreds of times. Okay, so hundreds of times he had been to Grand Central Station, but every time he found a new exit and entrance, a new doorway. Okay, so he said that I have been in and out of the Grand Central hundreds of times, but I am always bumping into new doorways and stairs and corridors. But every time he was getting new doors, new stairs, or new corridors every time. So this was very unusual experience for him. Once I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. So he gives us an example of a day, instance of a day when he got into a tunnel and he came out near Roosevelt Hotel. He came out of the tunnel near Roosevelt Hotel, just lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel. So he says that his experiences at Grand Central Station were very unusual. So once he got into a tunnel and he came out in the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. Another time I came up in an office building of 46th Street, 3 blocks away. So one day what happened, another time he came up in an office building which was 46th Street, 3 blocks away. So one day he reached 46th Street, which was 3 blocks away. So thus he here he tells us about his unusual experiences which was happening with him at the Grand Central Station. Sometimes I think Grand Central is growing like a tree, pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots. So he says that sometimes he considers Grand Central like a tree, because it was growing like tree grows the roots and branches. In the same way it was growing new corridors and staircases. According to him, Grand Central Station was like a tree. When tree grows, it spreads a new branch and new roots. In the same way, Grand Central Station was spreading new branches and new roots. There's probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about, feeling its way under the copy right now, on its way to Times Square and maybe another to Central Park. So he says that there's probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about, feeling its way under the city right now. He said he started feeling a tunnel under his feet. He started feeling a tunnel under his feet, and he thought that this tunnel might be going to Times Square or to Central Park. And maybe because for so many people through the years, Grand Central has been an exit, a way of escape. Maybe here it is not properly seen. Maybe those how the tunnel I got into. Maybe the way something is not clear in this book. So maybe the way how he got into the tunnel, but I never told my psychiatrist friend about this idea. So he said that many men might have gone through that tunnel. They might have used that tunnel for escaping the reality. It could be used, but I never mentioned about this tunnel to my psychiatrist friend. Okay, so as of now, dear students, we have seen that the narrator here is talking about the unusual experiences which he had at Grand Central Station. Sometimes he found different tunnels which were taking him to the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel, and another tunnel which was taking him to Times Square, or another one which was Central Park. So it was just his imagination. He was just imagining all these things there. But his imagination was too strong that he was thinking these things, existence of these things were there in reality. So this time what happened, how he discovered the third level, he is going to share with us. The corridor I was in began angling left and slanting downwards. And I thought that was wrong, but I kept on walking. This time, the corridor through which Charlie was walking, the protagonist was going, he found it is angling left, slanting downwards. He thought that he had chosen a wrong corridor. But even though he kept on walking, all I could hear was an empty sound of my own footsteps, and I didn't pass a soul. And he could, hear only his footsteps because he did not find a single person there. He found no one to pass by. So he was the only person who was walking in that corridor. So that is why he could hear the footsteps of only his footsteps. He could hear the sound of footsteps of his own. Then I heard that sort of hollow roar ahead, that means open space and people talking. Then he reached a place which was hollow, and he could see the people, they were talking there. The tunnel turned sharp left. I went down a short of flight of stairs and came out on the third level at the Grand Central Station. So thus, dear students, through a corridor which he had never been, he reached the third level at Grand Central Station. For just a moment, I thought I was back on the second level. So for a moment he thought that he had reached the second level, but I saw the room were smaller. The smaller one. There were fewer ticket windows and train gates, and the information booth in the center was wood and old looking. So when he reached the third level, he thought that he had reached the second level, but when he started comparing the level that he reached on, he found that that level was totally different from the second level, because he found the rooms were smaller and ticket windows were fewer than it was unlike second level. So this level was unlike second level. The rooms were smaller, the windows were fewer, and the windows and train gates also fewer, and the information booth in the center was wood and old looking. So the information center was made of wood and it was old looking, and the man in the booth wore a green eye shade and long black sleeve protectors. And the man who was sitting in the booth, he was wearing a green eye shade and long black sleeve protectors. The lights were dim and sort of flickering. So the lights he found dim and they were just moving around, flickering. And then I saw why they were open flame gas lights, and you also saw there. Then I saw why they were open flame gas lights. So everything he found there, old fashioned, everything he found there old fashioned, and he also found there open flame gas lights there. So these things he found on the third level of Grand Central Station, which was totally different from first level and second level. Okay, so this is all about, dear students. So this is an interesting story which moves around imagination to reality and reality to imagination. So all which we have discussed, which we have seen in the chapter about third level, it is just imagination of the protagonist. Okay, So we will be continuing with the same chapter in my next video also. So thank you students for watching the video. Keep studying, keep learning, keep practicing, keep watching the videos. See you tomorrow.